Hi, and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about Elon Musk, an individual whose name is synonymous with innovation, wealth, and a relentless pursuit of the impossible. He's not just the richest person in the world, possibly in history, but a visionary who has dedicated his life to changing the world through technology. His story isn't just about money. It's about loving what you do, working smart, and taking huge risks. We'll take you on a journey from his childhood in South Africa to his grand plans for the future, exploring how his companies like Tesla and SpaceX are changing the world. This story will make you think about what's possible and maybe even make you dream bigger. Chapter 1. Early Life in South Africa. Elon Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. It was a beautiful but difficult place to grow up. He lived with his family, his mother May, a model and dietitian, his father Errol, an engineer, and his younger siblings, Kimball and Tosca. From a young age, Elon was a very curious child who loved to ask questions and wanted to know how things worked. He also loved to read, devouring many books on science fiction, computers, and building things. He liked to imagine new worlds and possibilities. Young Elon was especially interested in computers, teaching himself how to program them, which is like giving them instructions to make them do things. He was a natural at it. However, school was not always easy for him. He was very smart, but didn't always fit in, and other children were not always nice to him. He was often alone and preferred to read books than play with others, and he sometimes had problems with bullies. His relationship with his father was also difficult, as they had different ideas about many things, and his father was very demanding. Although his family was not very rich, they had enough to live on. This made Elon think about how he could become successful and make a better life for himself. As he grew older, he felt he didn't belong in South Africa and wanted to go somewhere he could learn and do more. He didn't want to join the army, which was a rule for young men there, and he wanted to study in other countries. At 17, he made a big decision to leave South Africa and move to Canada for a new beginning. This marked the start of his journey to become an engineer, inventor, and a person who wanted to change the world. Chapter 2. Moving to North America. Leaving South Africa was a big step for Elon. At 17 years old, he moved to Canada, a place that was very different from his home. He went to university in Ontario, where life was hard, but he learned a lot about science and business. After some time, he was accepted to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States, a very good university. There, he earned 2 degrees, studying both economics and physics, showing his diverse interests. After graduating, he decided to go to Stanford University for a PhD, a very high level of education. However, he didn't stay long. He had ideas for new companies and wanted to build things and make them real, so he left the program. He knew it was a big risk, but he was ready to try. This decision was the start of a new adventure for him, as he was ready to make his ideas a reality. Chapter 3. First companies, Zip2 and X.com. After finishing his studies, Elon had no interest in working for someone else. He had his own big ideas. His first major project was a company called Zip2, which he started with his brother Kimball. Zip2 created software for online city guides, a new idea in the 1990s when the internet was just becoming popular. It was hard work, and they didn't have much money, often struggling to pay bills. But they persevered, and Zip2 eventually became successful. In 1999, a big company named Compaq bought Zip2 for a lot of money, making Elon a millionaire. But he didn't stop there. He started a new company called X.com, which was for online banking and email payments. At the time, this was a new idea, and X.com eventually joined with a similar company, Confinity, to become PayPal. PayPal became very popular, and in 2002, a big online selling company called eBay bought it for even more money. With the money from Zip2 and PayPal, Elon was now very rich, but he wanted to do even bigger things and change the world, so he started his next big projects. Chapter 4: SpaceX, Going to Mars. After selling PayPal, Elon Musk had a lot of money, but he didn't just want to relax. He had a big dream to go to space and live on other planets. In 2002, he started a new company called SpaceX, which focused on building rockets and spacecraft. His goal was to make it easier and cheaper to travel to space, because he believed that one day, humans should live on Mars. Initially, SpaceX had many problems. The first few rockets they made, called Falcon 1, didn't work well and often exploded. This was a difficult time, and they lost a lot of money, with some people thinking they would fail. But Musk didn't give up. He learned from the mistakes and kept working hard. Finally, in 2008, one of the Falcon 1 rockets was successful and went to space. This was a big moment for the company. After this, SpaceX got a big contract with NASA to help send things to the International Space Station. Musk's big dream is still to go to Mars and build a city there because he thinks Earth might not be safe in the future. SpaceX is still working hard on this difficult goal. Chapter 5: Tesla, Electric Cars. After starting SpaceX, Elon had another big idea to help the world use less oil and gas. He believed that electric cars were the future. In 2004, he invested money in a company called Tesla Motors and soon became more involved, becoming the chairman. Tesla was working on a new kind of car that used only electricity, starting with the Tesla Roadster, a fast and expensive sports car. But Elon wanted to build cars that everyone could buy and make electric cars popular. So, Tesla worked on the Model S, a very successful sedan with a longer range. After its success, Elon became the CEO, which was very hard work. Tesla had many challenges, including problems with making enough cars quickly while keeping the quality high. But the company kept growing, making new models like the Model X, Model 3, and Model Y. To build all these cars, they constructed huge factories called gigafactories, which also made batteries. Elon's goal was bigger than just making cars. He wanted to help the world use clean energy and stop using fossil fuels. That's why Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Chapter 6: Other Companies and the Secret of His Money. Elon Musk is a very busy man with many other companies. One of them is SolarCity, which makes solar panels to create clean electricity. Tesla later bought SolarCity, so now Tesla sells solar panels and batteries for homes. Another interesting company is the Boring Company, which wants to build tunnels under cities to help with traffic problems. He also has Neuralink, which is working on connecting the human brain to computers, which could help people with brain problems. Finally, there's xAI, which is working on artificial intelligence, and Musk wants to make sure that AI is safe and helps people. These companies show that he wants to solve many different problems using technology. So, how did he get so rich? The secret to his money is that he used the millions he earned from selling Zip2 and PayPal to start new, risky projects instead of spending it on expensive things. He invested almost all of his money into SpaceX and Tesla when both companies were having a very difficult time. He believes that if he's going to fail, he wants to fail doing something important. He takes risks, focuses on the future, and works incredibly hard. He believes in his ideas, even when others doubt him, and never gives up on his vision. Chapter 7. The Twitter Acquisition and What's Next. One day, Elon Musk made a very surprising offer. He wanted to buy Twitter. It was a big surprise, and after some time, the deal went through. After buying it, he made some big changes, including changing the name from Twitter to X. This showed how much power and influence he has, and that he isn't afraid to make big changes even when people disagree. So, what's next for Elon Musk? He still wants to go to Mars with SpaceX and make space travel normal for everyone. At Tesla, he wants to make even better electric cars and batteries to help the world use less oil and gas. His other companies are also working on big projects, like tunnels for traffic, connecting brains to computers, and creating safe AI. He thinks about the future of the world and wants to use his companies to make it a better place. It's hard to know exactly what he will do next, as he is always surprising people with his new ideas. But one thing is for sure, Elon Musk will keep trying to do big and important things and change the future. His legacy will likely be that of an extremely innovative entrepreneur who had the courage to think and act big.